Vietnam in 120 seconds of destruction. Typhoon Bualoi hits, chaos spreads. Welcome to the news on VTB Tien channel. Ladies and gentlemen, when the clock struck midnight on Sunday, the sky over Ha Tinh was still dark as a thick curtain. The sea breeze whispered through the window, like a slow, warning song. No one slept well, because in the air, there was something unusual, low pressure, vibrations, a hidden warning of disaster. At around 12 a.m. on September 29, 2025, local time, the typhoon named *Bualoi* officially made landfall in Ha Tinh province, a normally peaceful land in north-central Vietnam. The landing site was not a mysterious, distant place but very close by. Possibly the Quang district, where the ocean currents and sea air interact, increasing the storm's strength as it entered the territory. In the first few minutes, everything seemed frozen in the storm. Trees leaned, tin roofs trembled, rain poured down like cannonballs. In the first 2 minutes or so, as the title suggests, Vietnam felt the destruction. Glass shattered, doors swung open, electricity flickered, as if the earth and sky were splitting apart. Even before the storm hit, the authorities and warning agencies took action at lightning speed. According to reports, more than 28,000 people were ordered to evacuate from coastal areas, stretching from Ninh Binh through Thanh Hoa, Ha Tinh to Quang Tri. Of which, in Thanh Hoa nearly 7,000 people, Ha Tinh more than 16,500 people, Quang Tri more than 2,100 people, each stream of people, each flashlight beam cutting through the darkness, heading to safety. It was not simply leaving their homes, people had to leave their memories, their small possessions and their hopes for a peaceful tomorrow. As the wind began to blow, they climbed into cars, onto boats, climbed over roofs, and brought along the elderly and children. In some places, people were worried that they would not be supported in time, and had to find their own way in the storm. In the morning, the storm hit and they could not get home. The sky at this time seemed to no longer distinguish between day and night. There was the sound of strong winds, pouring rain, and doors opening, sounding like bombs. In the dark, flashlights and high-pressure lamps were dimly lit, trying to draw a corridor for people to escape. Movement speed. According to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, JTWC, the center of the storm was moving northwest at a speed of about *22 km/h equivalent to 12 nautical miles. High waves. The storm not only brought wind, but also huge waves. The highest measured was up to *10.7 meters, 35 feet, a giant wave that could submerge cliffs, dams, and sea dikes. Weakening after landfall. Forecasts indicate that after making landfall, winds may weaken to *95 km/h 50 knots within 12 hours due to friction with the mainland and terrain obstacles. Spreading signals. According to the Hong Kong Observatory, HKO, by 8 p.m. on Sunday, the storm was about 200 kilometers northwest of Da Nang, and by 11 p.m. on the same day, about 360 kilometers southeast of Hanoi. Continuing northwest, north of Vietnam. These numbers are a very dire warning. This is no ordinary storm. High waves, strong winds, unpredictable speed of movement all combined into a natural threat to land. As soon as the storm neared the shore, the north-central region, especially the coastal provinces, began to suffer severe damage. Strong gusts of wind blew away roof tiles, uprooted trees, felled power poles, and twisted power lines like venomous snakes. Every road has now become a stream. The high tide has not yet receded. Salt water rushed in, flooding all low-lying houses. According to reports from Sunday afternoon, the coastal area has been hit by strong winds and storm circulation, causing a clear impact. Local authorities decided to close hotels, restaurants, tourist attractions along the coast. The once bustling place has now become quiet. People were asked to leave the dangerous area, go to higher ground, avoid the storm center. Some images depict chaotic scenes, corrugated iron roofs blown into the air by the wind, falling on the street, ancient trees uprooted, lying across the road, broken glass doors. Dust everywhere, people rushing through the night, carrying flashlights, colliding with each other in the pouring rain. At the time the storm just made landfall, the initial damage began to appear. There were reports of 4 people missing of which 3 were in Quang Tri, 1 in Da Nang. 86 houses damaged or had their roofs blown off, from flimsy tin roofs to solid structures. Major airports such as Da Nang, Phu Bai, Dong Hoi and those on cancelled 42 flights and delayed 51 others. Flights are expected to resume on Monday morning, weather permitting. Maritime traffic has been disrupted. Many fishing boats at anchor have been forced to move away from the danger zone or seek safe shelter. Those numbers are just the beginning. As the storm continues to move deeper, the damage could be much more widespread. When the dark clouds weigh down, from the central to local levels, all enter high emergency mode. Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh has ordered ** 21 provinces and cities from Da Nang to the north * to be ready to respond. Check flood control works, dike systems, drainage systems, evacuation plans. The National Center for Hydrometeorological Forecasting has continuously updated the developments of Storm No. 10 Code Bualoi, sending warnings to each district and commune. One of the hotspots that has been noticed is high tide. When the storm makes landfall at high tide, the combination of big waves and low pressure along the coast can push up breakwaters, erode the coast, and flood into low-lying residential areas. Thanh Hoa, Ha Tinh, and Nguyen provinces are forecast to have a high risk of flooding. The government has also urged fishing boats still anchored at sea to move to a safe place, not to let boats and ships get stuck in the storm zone. All rescue forces, army, border guards, police, militia, are mobilized to be ready to respond. Storm Bualoi has not shown any clear signs of weakening when it makes landfall. Near the center of the storm, the wind speed is measured at level 12. Gusting to level 15, that is, terrible winds that can destroy small structures, pull out iron doors, and blow away lightweight concrete roofs. The direction of movement is determined to be west-northwest, with a speed of about 20 to 25 kilometers per hour, in the 3 to 6 hours after the storm officially makes landfall. The area from North Quang Tri to Nguyen is warned to be the main route for the storm to make landfall. As of 7 a.m. on September 29, the storm's eye had sunk deep into Nguyen, Ha Tinh provinces. The wind speed had decreased but was still strong, at level 8 to 9, sometimes gusting up to level 11. The storm did not quietly retreat, but continued its journey of destruction to every roof, every road, every field. The forecast numbers for heavy rain made people even more chilled. Thanh Hoa to Ha Tinh provinces could endure rainfall from ** 200 to 400 mm. In some places exceeding 600 millimeters, a number that would saturate the ground, turn streams into raging torrents, flood upon flood, and landslides. The feeling of surviving the first 2 minutes of the storm's landfall was not a moment of peace, but a startling shock. Many people said, * in Kyn district, in less than 120 seconds. The corrugated iron roofs of adjacent houses shattered, roof tiles flew off, and broken window panes scattered like falling glass. There was a house that was sleeping. Suddenly the wind blew strongly, light flashed through the crack of the door, then the rain poured heavily into the living room, blowing away the bedsheets, pillows and mattresses. People heard the howling of the wind, the whistling sound through the windows, the sound of the splints cracking. Those who had the chance to escape outside could still see the flashlight beams passing through the thick rain curtain, like small cockroaches trying to crawl through the wall of water. Coastal areas, fishing villages, fishermen on boats near the shore all clearly felt the destruction in every gust of wind. Some people said that before they could hug their children or their mothers. The storm had whipped up like a python, lifting the roof of their house and then dropping it loudly into the crooked yard. Low-lying areas, small alleys that are prone to flooding were the first to suffer damage. Salt water flooded into every door, flowed through, submerging furniture, utensils, food, and capital for livelihood. In a moment, the scene of houses being destroyed, people huddled together in the dark, hoping to survive the storm. When the gentle dawn broke, Ha Tinh and neighboring provinces gradually woke up from the ruins. The rain was still falling drizzle, but the wind had stopped howling. Only small whistling sounds could be heard through the tilted roofs and broken tree branches. The scene after the storm was a picture of ashes. Asterisk on the main roads, fallen trees blocked the way. Electric wires sagged, electric poles were tilted. Asterisk houses, especially corrugated iron roofs, tiles, ceilings, glass doors, wooden doors, many places were severely damaged. Some completely collapsed. Asterisk water still flooded low-lying areas, rivers rose, causing widespread flooding. The fishy smell of seawater, damp soil, uprooted leaves mixed with the smell of ash, a mixture that made passers-by cringe. People began to step out of their shelters, their eyes staring blankly at the scene of their devastated homes. Some burst into tears when they saw their fields and gardens destroyed, their fish ponds filled with mud, their barns flooded, their livestock and poultry dead. Some people quietly bent down to pick up corrugated iron sheets, iron bars, and debris, trying to gather what little property they had left. On each cement roof, the rafters were broken. Sunlight shone through the cracks and old plastic sheets were used as temporary cover. In some places, people had to set up makeshift tents to protect themselves. Even solid houses, if not collapsed, had cracked walls, sunken foundations, and were leaning. They needed to be checked immediately to avoid future disasters. As soon as the rain eased a little, rescue teams were mobilized. The army, police, and militia waded through flooded roads into each village to survey the damage, find missing people, and support isolated households. Ambulances and vehicles carrying essential supplies weaved through congested roads. Local authorities immediately deployed emergency support, distributing dry food, rice, drinking water, blankets, and roofing materials. Schools and cultural houses in the area were used as gathering places for affected people. Field hospitals were quickly set up to receive the injured, provide first aid, and support recovery. The community and people everywhere are also joining hands. In less affected areas, people organized donations of food, drinking water, flashlights, blankets, and small construction materials. Young volunteers braved the rain to distribute raincoats and relief bags. On social networks, calls for support spread. The storm's epicenter became the focus of sympathy and sharing. In rural areas, people waded into the fields, collected floating rice, collected rubbish, cleared sewers, cleared fallen trees to make way. Some families who had just escaped returned home, cleaned the lime walls, temporarily repaired the tiled roofs, not waiting for aid but struggling with the rubble themselves. The code number, storm number 10 inches that people in the central region called Bualoi, partly symbolized the turning point in the rainy and stormy season. The storm with great destructive power, originating from the far sea, entered the mainland with pent-up energy. Storm Bualoi is not only a natural phenomenon, but also a message: climate change, unpredictable extreme weather phenomena, and increasing frequency of tropical depressions. When storm number 10 inches hit, people saw the numbers: 200 to 400 millimeters of rain, some places exceeding 600 millimeters, more than 28,000 people evacuated. 86 houses damaged, 4 people missing, dozens of flights cancelled. Behind those numbers are stories of people's lives, People lost their roofs, people lost their property. People were afraid every rainy and windy night. Although the storm passed, the consequences left behind could not be erased quickly. The central provinces that have suffered many storms and floods, Ha Tinh, Quang Binh, Nguyen, are all located in the area of frequent contact with the sea. Every time a storm comes, houses, fields, dikes, city infrastructure, traffic, electric poles, all reveal weaknesses. From Bualoi, we can learn the following lessons. 1. Early preparation *. When there is information about a strong storm, people must be evacuated from dangerous areas, boats must be moved, dikes, sewers, roofs must be checked, etc. must be done before the wind rises. 2. Advanced warning and forecasting system *. Radar and satellite technology. Warnings must be improved not only at the central level but also at each village and each household to provide the earliest information. 3. More solid infrastructure *. Wind-resistant roof design. Storm protection civil works, systematic drainage systems, dikes, and seawalls must be continuously invested in. 4. Construction law in storm and flood areas *. Low-lying areas. Areas prone to flooding, landslide areas need to be planned properly, illegal construction must be restricted, and residences must be relocated to safe areas. 5. Community consensus, more knowledgeable, storm, culture *. People need to be equipped with knowledge of storm prevention, how to handle when the roof flies off, the power goes out, and evacuation, so that when the storm hits they will not be shocked but will know how to respond. The days after the storm will be a difficult journey. The central provinces, especially Ha Tinh, Thanh Hoa, Quang Tri, Nguyen, will have to face * repairing damage to houses *, repairing roofs, rebuilding walls, checking load-bearing structures. * Support for agriculture and fisheries *. Collapsed fields, many rice fields are flooded, fruit trees are fallen, aquaculture is lost. Support for seeds, food, and capital for recovery is needed. * Transportation and electricity *. Restoring roads, bridges, culverts, and power systems. Many places have prolonged power outages and transformer stations are damaged. Health, environmental sanitation *. Storms create conditions for epidemics, dengue fever, diarrhea, dysentery, polluted water sources, clogged drainage systems. People's psychology *. Many families have lost property, have injured or missing relatives, need psychological support, new livelihood support to motivate them to move forward. The government and provinces will need large resources, emergency budgets, domestic and international aid, disaster control forces, rescue teams, construction materials, machinery and equipment. During the reconstruction process, it is necessary to focus on building storm-green zones, safe residential areas, flood-proof houses, relocating vulnerable areas, so that when the next storm comes, people do not have to race against the storm. Coastal cities and districts need to review dangerous areas, replan urban land, and avoid construction in vulnerable areas. In the gentle sunlight after the rain, amidst the rubble, people who have just escaped the storm stand up, looking at each other with resilient eyes. Some people have collapsed roofs. Only the wall remained standing, holding the child in their arms, their eyes red but trying to smile. Some people picked up each tile, each iron bar, and wrapped ropes to tie the temporary roof themselves. Some waded through the floodwaters, leading cows and pigs, trying to hold on to the livestock before the water swept them away. In the mountainous border areas, there were sick old people who, upon hearing the evacuation announcement, could not move. The rescue team carried them across the ferry, through the stormy stream to bring them to safety. There were young students wading through the floodwaters to evacuate with their mothers, tripping in the middle of the road, still crawling up in the pouring rain to continue walking. The border guards, police, militia, they carried the elderly, supported the children, and supported the flying roof tiles. In the rain and wind, they were the support for the people in the chaotic moment. Many rescue workers were slightly injured when the corrugated iron roof fell on them, but they still stood firm in the chaotic crowd to clear the road, open the way, pull people up, and bring people to safety. Flashlights, boat lights, rescue vehicle lights, candles from cultural houses, all of them lit up a hope. Even though it was dark, even though it was raining heavily, there was still a small light to guide people through the darkness. Storm Bualoi, code number 10, hit Ha Tinh in the north-central region on the night of September 28 to 29. As a challenge to nature and people, within the first ****2 minutes ****, the destruction took place with terrible force. Roofs flew off, glass broke, wind howled. Rain poured, everything seemed to be torn apart in a few heartbeats. Over 28,000 people evacuated, more than 86 houses damaged, 4 people missing. Dozens of flights cancelled. The numbers are a painful reality. In the following hours, the storm moved further inland, decreasing in intensity but still causing heavy rain, flooding, washing away, and erosion. High tides combined with big waves threatened the coastal seawall. The infrastructure system is challenged. The provinces must respond urgently. The whole country, the whole community joins hands, rescues, recovers. But the story does not end today. The revival will be a long journey, repairing houses, restoring production, stabilizing lives, and coping with future storms. And certainly, from Bualoi, the Vietnamese people must once again learn to stand up, learn to unite the community, learn to live with natural disasters, so that when the next storm comes, the strength of people combined with the strength of machines and people will be strong enough to not be crushed. Thank you, and you are watching the news. Please subscribe to the channel to follow the next news.